iPhone sales decline, Dropbox rethinks cloud storage, Nokia buys Withings, and more. It's Tuesday, April 26th, and this is Crunch Report. It was a disappointing 3 months for Apple. The company released its second quarter earnings today, showing revenue of $50.6 billion and net income of $10.5 billion. Both numbers are down from the same period last year, making this Apple's first quarterly decline since 2003. One of the main culprits is declining iPhone sales. Apple sold 51.2 million smartphones, which is a lot, but it's down 16% from last year. CEO Tim Cook tried to put a brave face on things, saying, quote, "Our team executed extremely well in the face of strong macroeconomic headwinds." Dropbox announced today that it's working on a new approach to cloud storage through an initiative it's calling Project Infinite. If you use Dropbox now, you know that there's basically two ways to store files through the service. You can make them accessible through the computer's file management system, but that means a copy of every file is saved on your hard drive. Not great if you've got big media files and not a lot of space. Or you could just save the files to Dropbox.com, but then you have to use a separate interface to find them. The idea with Project Infinite is to allow users to manage their files as if they're stored locally without actually taking up space on your hard drive. So for example, you could save the handful of files that you really need locally on your computer and save the rest to the cloud, and that's all accessible through one interface. Dropbox is only announcing a preview today with no word yet on general availability. Nokia made a deal to acquire Withings, the French company that makes smart scales, activity trackers, and other health-related devices. Nokia has struggled to find its place in a world dominated by iPhones and Android devices, but it still sees some opportunities in connecting health hardware to the broader ecosystem of mobile devices and online services. The acquisition price is $192 million and it's expected to close in the third quarter of this year. Nokia CEO Rajeev Suri said, quote, "We have said consistently that digital health was an area of strategic interest to Nokia, and we are now taking concrete action to tap the opportunity in this large and important market." Skype for Business is coming to Macs, gradually. Microsoft released a preview version of the product today. This is definitely not the full-featured version, particularly since it's lacking telephone-related features. The plan is to give IT managers access to an early version for feedback and then add full functionality over time before the real product launches. If you haven't used Skype for Business before, it's Skype, but with extra functionality targeted at corporate users, things like Outlook integration, additional security, and calls that can include 250 people. HTC is increasing its bet on virtual reality. Following the launch of its Vive VR headset earlier this year, the company just announced that it's committing $100 million to a new virtual reality accelerator called VibeX. Makes sense. If VR is going to take off, we need games and other contents that people really want to try, and this will encourage developers to build specifically for Vive. Like many other accelerators, VibeX will give startups some funding in exchange for equity, and it will connect them with mentors and investors. It'll have locations in Beijing, San Francisco, and Taipei, and it's open for applications right now. That's the report for today. I'm Anthony Ha. Crunch Report airs every weekday at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific on TechCrunch.com. You can also find us on iTunes and on YouTube. We'll see you tomorrow.